Hello? Testing. Test. Can you hear me? I started a new stream right now. But looks like it's recording sound, but it's not very strong, I guess. Test. Test. Can you hear me? One person on. Can you hear me okay? Good. Hi, Shane. Thank you. Okay. Well, hopefully everyone can find this new stream. And since it's working now, we'll go ahead and sit in meditation until we begin regular service at 10 o'clock. Well, good morning. I apologize for the technical issues. Sound went out and the chat went out. Wasn't able to communicate at all, but we were able to restart a new live stream. So hopefully, I can see at least a few of you have managed to find us again. So we'll continue on. We'll go ahead and stand and begin our service. Needed to plug in my computer. Again with short eagle.
Samse Evan Chahe Samju Ilche Sangha
With sound. Just making sure we still have sound. I go for refuge to Buddha, my deeply awakened mind, the living source of understanding and compassion, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to Dharma, the path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment, the way of peace, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I go for refuge to the Sangha, the loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation, which must be cultivated to be known fully. I am aware that the three jewels are within my heart. I vow to realize them. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion, and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to live simply and sanely, content with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worry and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly, so that understanding and compassion will flower, and I can help living beings be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. May the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha support my efforts. And now the Heart Sutra. Maha Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, from the deep practice of prajna paramita, perceived the emptiness of all five skandhas, and delivered all beings from their suffering. O Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form. Form is emptiness, emptiness form. The same is true of feeling, thought, impulse, and consciousness. O Shariputra,
All dharmas are empty. They are not born nor annihilated. They are not defiled nor immaculate. They do not increase nor decrease. So in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no thought, no impulse, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or objects of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of them, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cease from suffering, no path to lead out of suffering, no knowledge, no attainment, no realization, for there is nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva holds on to nothing but Prajna Paramita. Therefore the mind is clear of any delusive hindrance. Without hindrance there is no fear. Away from all perverted views, one reaches final nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future, through faith in Prajna Paramita, attain to the highest perfect enlightenment. Know then the Prajna Paramita is the great Dharani, the radiant, fearless mantra, the utmost supreme mantra, which is capable of allaying all pain. This is true beyond all doubt. Proclaim now the highest wisdom, the Prajna Paramita. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Gate, gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhisvaha. Dhamma Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra.
So good morning again. Things often don't happen quite the way that you expect them to happen. And sometimes you just have to go with the flow. My Dharma talk today is called Mindfulness at the Right Moment. So last weekend, I went to the park, went to Garfield Park in order to be a part of the Dharma check-in, for the first Dharma check-in. And wanted to be there to help support that, and quite frankly to see a few Sangha members, because I miss you. I miss seeing all of your faces, right? I miss giving these Dharma talks and being able to see your smiles. When I went to the park, I arrived about half an hour too early. And I can remember in the past that I might have had a little bit of anxiety about being in a park all by myself, a woman alone in a park. And kind of looking around, I didn't realize I had arrived too early, so I was trying to see if there was anyone there that I knew. And as I was looking around, I noticed that there was a man on the over by the tennis courts, and he was doing some exercises. And I was looking around and I saw him see me. And at that moment, I saw his anxiety. I saw his fear. Because there he was, just minding his own business, doing some exercises. And here is a white woman with a cell phone in her hand. And I could imagine him thinking to himself, is she going to call the police on me? For just being here? So eventually I realized that that I had arrived too early. I had texted Yongsu and figured all of that out. So I thought I'd just walk around. And as I was walking by the tennis court, I made sure to look at that man. And I smiled, said hello, and then I just kept on walking. Because sometimes that is all that you need to do, all that you really can do in that moment. Even though you wish there was so much more that you could say and do. Because it's not enough to just not be racist. We also have to, as a collective country, as a collective world, to also be anti-racist, right? It's not enough to just don't be a jerk. We have to actively try to be a good person. And that means right action. Right action is part of the Eightfold Path. And it means the appropriate action at the appropriate time, at the right moment. We've all kind of had this situation where we encounter someone who is either doing or is saying something that is harmful to others. And we feel like we want to do something. We want to say something, but then nothing comes. And then later, as you're sitting there ruminating on it, you think to yourself, I wish I had done that, or I wish I had said that. No? We all want to believe that if we are faced with a very difficult situation, we will be able to apply the most skillful and appropriate action in that moment. We want to believe that if we were to see someone in trouble or to see someone in pain, that we would drop everything and help. But unfortunately, the statistics prove that most of us won't. And that's a hard thing to kind of recognize within yourself. To actually ask yourself, if I had seen Derek Chauvin with his knee on George Floyd's neck, and if I had been there and heard and seen, would I have tried to do something? Right action. Skillful action is applying mindfulness at the right moment. At the moment of contact, not 3 days later, once you've had time to think about it. And not sort of a knee-jerk reaction either, acting without thinking. Right action is the application of wisdom. So some of the things that I've been hearing from Sangha members lately, part of that check-in of being there at the park and listening to the people who were there, the Sangha members who were there, and listening to what they had to say. And they were saying things like, well, I'm not sleeping very well. Or I watch the news and I just get so angry. I can't bring myself to sit down and meditate. I am fearful. Or I've been depressed. I've been lonely. We care deeply, all of us. We all care about what is happening in the world right now. We feel it deeply. I mean, the world is on fire and people are suffering. And people of color have been suffering for a very long time. We want to be informed. We want to educate ourselves. But sometimes having a lot of this knowledge, but not being able to apply it in time, makes it useless. All of this knowledge and not being able to act in the moment. some ways, sitting at home and ruminating on the world's problems just ends up doing more harm than good. Now, don't misunderstand me. I am not suggesting that we just tune out, sit down on the cushion, and ignore everything that's going on in the world. I am not suggesting that. Skillful action, appropriate action at the appropriate time. If there is a clear and direct action that you can take right now, then do it. But if there is no direct action that you can take, what good does it do to sit there and ruminate on it? To be stuck in that mind spinning when you're supposed to be cooking dinner, or you're supposed to be getting ready for work, or you're supposed to be getting some sleep. Mindfulness is a tool that helps to make that knowledge useful at the time that those circumstances are arising. Without mindfulness, knowledge and understanding are too slow to be useful. But with mindfulness, when you can see more clearly, you are able to apply skillful action that is appropriate and not just reactive. In his book, Under the Bodhi Tree by Bhikkhu Buddhadasa, he says, and I quote, "Once there is quick enough mindfulness, and it brings wisdom, the wisdom specific to the needs of the situation, it's called sampajana. Accumulated wisdom can be great. The wisdom needed at any given moment is more specific and focused on resolving the problem at hand." So how are we to cultivate that kind of mindfulness? How do we practice mindfulness so that it can help bring us that kind of clarity in any given situation when we need it? Rather than just suffering from this rumination. There are 6 basic activities: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. So mindfulness brings your awareness to one of these 6 basic activities, excluding all others. And this removes the doer from the thing being done. So it's not just me who is seeing, there is just seeing. It is not me who is hearing, it is just hearing. This is the very essence of anatta, of not self. No self. Removing that ego self from the activity. So if I am walking with mindfulness, then all of my awareness is focused on my feet, touching the ground. If I am sitting, all of my awareness, if I'm meditating, all of my awareness is on the sensation, breathing. Now, a lot of people have told me that meditation is very difficult for them, that they can't seem to focus, that their thoughts just never cease, that their monkey mind just rolls on and on. And for some people, they just don't see the point in it, especially in a world crisis like we're in right now. Sitting down to meditate just seems even more pointless. Should be out doing something. But whenever I sit down to meditate, I tell myself beforehand, now I am going to work with my mind, my mind. It's just like working out at a gym, right? When you have the time and the energy, you can go to a gym and you can exercise your body. But if you were sick, you're not going to go to a gym, right? You're going to stay home and you're going to rest. So I want you to think about that in terms of your regular meditation practice. Whatever your regular meditation practice is, in a world situation like this, you just might not be able to do it. You're not going to be able to contemplate emptiness, not be able to contemplate impermanence. If you can't do that, instead, you need to rest your mind. And that's where mindfulness can actually be a useful tool. So today I thought I would actually try to leave you in a very simple practice of mindful meditation. This is something that I have used with the children in Sangha school. So we're basically going to work with that very monkey mind that we all have. And we're going to try to train it in mindfulness. So I like to call this sometimes skillful distraction of the mind. Right? So you can use this whenever you are feeling mentally overwhelmed and you feel yourself just stuck in rumination on whatever topic it is. Whenever that rumination is just not helpful for the actual situation you are in. Okay? So for those of you out there, I want you to sit quietly and comfortably in a quiet room. And this is how it will work. I'm going to say a word like apple. And I want you to use your mind to focus on that word. So you could imagine what an apple looks like. You could just imagine the word apple, if that's easier. You could even imagine what an apple tastes like, or sounds like when you bite into it. But whatever it is that comes to your mind, let it come. Focus on that word Bring your full awareness to that object in your mind. Then after a moment, I'm going to say a different word. And I want you to then let go of the image of that apple and just gently bring your mind to the next word, the new image. Your mind may start to wander, and that's okay. Just when you notice it, gently bring your mind back to whatever that next word is. After a few moments of doing this, a few minutes, I'm going to stop saying words. And then I want you to just focus on your breathing until I ring the bell. And when you hear that bell sound, then you're going to bring all of your awareness just to the sound of the bell. Just that sound and nothing else. Okay? So please prepare yourself for meditation. Apple, umbrella, chair, lion, bike, corn, bear, snowflake, egg, grain, horse, tree, nickel, green, airplane, ladybug, box, floor, pineapple, book, fan, house, street, cup, ice cream, stairway, cat, elephant, stick, car, wind, train, cloud, purple, toaster, wave, squirrel, flower, table, potato, snake, boat, pencil, mountain, swallowed one. So this skillful distraction of the mind, excuse me, you can use this in the way that I use it for myself is, don't forget to inform yourself. Don't forget to continue to educate yourself. But when you find that you are suffering from that rumination that is not helpful for the moment, you can use this practice. And one of the ways that I like to do it for myself is I go through the alphabet. And for each letter of the alphabet, I think of whatever object pops into my head. Apple, bear, cat. Go through the alphabet like that. And you may find that just that exercise of distracting the mind helps to bring about that sense of peace, that sense of clarity, allows you to be ready to then go back to right action, whatever action is useful for that moment. Right. So, excuse me, announcements. We are working on being able to do an in-person Sunday service. The clergy and the board are working on some ideas based off of the guidelines from the Kent County Health Department, the government. We have discovered that the space that we have here with social distancing can only fit about 10 people. So needless to say, that's not really ideal. So we are looking into, because it is summertime and it's nice outside, we're looking into doing outdoor services. We have held services at the park before, however, you do need to, as far as I know, you do need to get permission in order to do that, and have to apply at least, I think, 45 days in advance, from one of the things that I looked up. So we have gotten clearance from the landlord and from one of the businesses on the corner of Division and Logan, watercolors, aquarium, gallery, have given us permission to use that side parking lot, the south side of the block. We didn't get that permission in time for this Sunday, but we are hoping to work on the logistics to be able to do it next Sunday, and that is, of course, weather dependent. We would also like to continue to be able to live stream for those that would not be able to attend in person. So it's still up in the air. I'm telling you this now so that you can be on the lookout for it. The newsletter will come out on Friday, and all of the details that you will need will be in the newsletter by then. So if we can't figure out all of the logistics, then it will be a regular live stream like we have been doing here. So as far as announcements go, that's what I have for now. But I will do the sharing of merit for today. Inequality among all beings, with open-hearted compassion for those who are facing any mental or physical challenges, who are sick, being treated for sickness, suffering isolation and loneliness, or close to death. And I would like to add here suffering from racial inequalities, we now hold it all in our hearts and minds. The numbers for COVID-19 today, Kent County, we have 4,046 cases and 111 deaths. In the state of Michigan, we have had 59,801 cases and 5,767 deaths. In the United States, we have had 2,038,344 cases and 114,625 deaths. And worldwide, there have been 7,553,182 cases and 423,349 deaths. All those not yet reported. And all those many deaths and suffering that have occurred for hundreds of years for people of color in this country. By the virtue collected and the grace received through our Dharma activities of body, speech, and mind, we now dedicate this great field of merit for the transformation of suffering into the causes of awakening the hearts of all sentient beings. We will now stand and do our closing vows. We say together, for all unskillful action ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thoughts, now I atone for them all. Vast is the robe of compassion, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Buddha's teachings for the benefit of all sentient beings. All beings, one body, I vow to liberate. Endless blind passions, I vow to uproot. Dharma gates without number, I vow to penetrate. The great way of Buddha, I vow to attain. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And I look forward to seeing all of you. As I said, miss all of your smiling faces and hope to be able to see you again soon. Please, if you have not already, please do sign up for our newsletter. You can do that through the website of zengr.org. And the details for next Sunday's service will be there in the newsletter. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.